Hello, sci-fi nerds, model enthusiasts. Welcome back to my channel for yet another installment of Eaglemoss reviews. I appreciate everybody liking, following, and commenting. I apologize if I haven't gotten back to some of the comments. I'm working on it. Things have been busy as hell for me. This one's going to be an interesting review because this is one of the weirdest things that ever showed up to me. I usually wait for my emails to get an idea of what's coming to me. This one was one of the last ones I've gotten. And for reference, usually Eaglemoss isn't wasteful in their packaging. This is the size of the box that it came in. This is the size of the box. So mind you, when I saw this pop up in my feed, I was really baffled because they haven't really done much in the way of models for the vintage Battlestar Galactica. I mean, you got the vintage Galactica, the vintage Base Star, and the vintage Viper, and the vintage Cylon Raider. So I can't say they haven't, but, you know, they've done the earmark ones, the ones that stand out for the franchise, the ones that pretty much anybody who follows sci-fi is familiar with. So when I saw the landram show up in my feed, I was like, what the hell was the landram? Now, I had to go back and actually reference what the hell it was. It was basically a personnel transport. The weird thing about the vintage Battlestar Galactica is they went to multiple planets with multiple civilizations. It was different. I mean, it was sci-fi, what you expect out of sci-fi, but it was odd. And one of the things was is they shifted to planetary content for budgetary reasons, of course. But this was a weird vehicle. It was like a personnel transport, light tank kind of thing. So I was like, oh, I don't know many people that would want this. So I'm curious to see what they did with this. It might be a reskin of some other model from some other thing. I don't know. I mean, the landram was really, So let's take a look. As always, there's a booklet. And I'm going to find this one fascinating reading because I knew nothing about this vehicle that much. I'm not sure exactly what went into it. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting read. One of the things that has me hopeful is the fact that they're expanding the line. So what I'm hoping for is, at least for subscription people, that we get more of the Colonial Fleet ships. I'm talking the ones like Cloud9, the Gemini Traveler, because I'm a huge nerd for the fleet. The fleet is iconic. And the ships, some of them are iconic. Cloud9, the Tillium Mine ship, iconic things. So a notable thing here is the civilian fleet shows up in the back of this booklet. So I'm keeping my hopes up. So this is my review for the classic landram. So we're going to start, first of all, with the fact that this is a heavy model. So much so that I'm not sure why it requires a stand. This is not something that I would imagine putting on a stand just for its weight and its bulkiness. It's a very classic tank kind of thing. It's a personnel transport with treads. Detail-wise, it's very standard. It's a box, so how much detail do you need to put in with it? To be honest, unless you're a huge nerd for the vintage Battlestar Galactica and want to round out that part of the collection, this is not a must-buy. For me personally, I would have skipped this. It's a 4 out of 10. It's not a must-have. It's not even something that really sparks Battlestar Galactica. When you think of iconic elements of Battlestar Galactica, I don't think of a tank or a personnel transport. And I guarantee you this model-wise is something that I'm going to have to do some reading, because I'm sure the inspiration for this comes from some very basic design of a tank or a land transport, military World War II kind of thing. Who knows? But, yeah, so in terms of the whole breadth of my collection, this rates right down on the bottom with the Centurion, reimagined Centurion Warrior, which, by the way, I broke because I did not realize it was not articulated. So yeah, once again, this is a 4 out of 10. I recommend skipping if you're buying these individually. If it comes with part of your collection and you don't want it, sell it. Don't know what you're going to get for it, but yeah. This one is not a beacon of... Yeah. Thanks again for following and watching. See you on the flip side when I have more stuff for you.